what's happening, YouTubers? Today's video is going to be a little different from the norm. It's not an unboxing video and it's not a Lonely Fans podcast. Actually, I've decided to make a list of my favorite Spider-Man figures from 2021. It was actually when I was doing the Miles Morales unboxing video that I realized Hasbro has given us a ton of Spider-Man figures this year alone. So I thought, what better way than to compile a list of my favorite figures this year. I should preface it though by saying I don't have Spider-Man 2099, so unfortunately he's not going to be on the list. But without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and get this started.
And kicking the list off at number 9, we have the integrated suit Spider-Man from the Armadillo Wave. Now, the reason why this is last on my list as my least favorite is just basically it looks like another version of the Iron Spider suit. I know that's not going to be the case. When the movie comes out, we'll see more about this suit. Maybe it might rise higher in my list, but that's after the fact. But right now, I have it last on my list mainly because of that reason. The redeeming quality about this, though, it is all pinless technology on here. So pinless joints at the elbows and pinless joints at the knees. And coming in at number 8, we have the black and gold suit Spider-Man figure from the same Armadillo Wave as the integrated suit Spider-Man you just saw. And the reason for this being at number 8 and the integrated suit being at number 9 is just because aesthetically, I like the look of this Spider-Man suit. It's something different. And also, I like the intricate details on the suit. Like there's black detail patterns on there. You can't see right now, but from my review, you can check it out. There's nice details hidden in there. And for that reason, I have it at number 8. And coming in at number 7 is the Walmart exclusive integrated suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. Now this is at number 7 for a few reasons. One, we get that Tom Holland head sculpt using the photoreal tech, and the only way you could have gotten this head sculpt was buying that Iron Spider and Iron Man Mark 50 Infinity War 2-pack from Target a few years ago, which was hard to find. So it gives collectors a chance to get an unmasked head Spider-Man, and also gives new collectors a chance to pick up this figure, because the original figure that came out in 2019 was going for high prices on the secondary market, and this one is more screen accurate to the original one, because the original one was based off concept arts. But it is still available on Walmart's website. And coming in at number 6, we have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man from the Disney Plus series What If. Now this is at number 6 for a few reasons. One, it's a nice take on Spider-Man, and two, he's rocking that Doctor Strange cape, which is pretty dope. And another thing is this figure actually has pinless joints at the elbows. It's kind of puzzling though because it doesn't have pinless joints at the legs. For whatever reason, Hasbro went that route, but a still dope looking figure nonetheless. And coming in at number 5, we have Spider-GWEN / Ghost Spider from the Into the Spider-Verse movie, along with Spider-Ham. Now, this is from the Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave, and this was one of the first waves of 2021. Now, Spider-GWEN's on my list for a few reasons. One, we get a more movie-accurate Spider-GWEN as opposed to the one we got in 2018. And two, it's using the pinless joints at the legs. And three, it comes with Spider-Ham. Even though Spider-Ham isn't fully articulated, there is still some movement at the head, which is pretty dope, and enough to get it a spot at number 5. And coming in at number 4, we have Miles Morales from the End of the Spider-Verse movie, also from the Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave. A lot of reasons for having this at number 4. The main one is, again, we have a more movie-accurate Miles Morales figure, as opposed to the one we got in 2018. And also, I believe Dwight Stahl, who is the head designer of the Marvel Legends team, said these figures are using the photoreal tech. And as you can see from the sculpt of the head, it definitely looks like Miles like we saw from the movie. And also the cool thing about this figure, it's a nice alternative if you didn't want to pick up the Mafex or the Sentinel one, which are going for high amounts. Don't get me wrong, those figures are dope, but the Marvel Legends one is still a good alternative. And coming in at number 3, we have Webman. And now this was part of that retro packaging line. And the reason for having this at number 3, there's a few. One, it's a good reuse of that buck. Now this isn't exactly the same Spider-Man buck that we got from the retro one last year, but it's still a good buck nonetheless. So it was fun posing this figure around. And also, I'm just a fan of this character. He's the exact opposite of Spider-Man, so he's like clumsier and dumber. And also, he was made by Dr. Doom. And another plus is it came with wall crawling hands. Something I mentioned in my last review that all Spider-Man figures should have, wall crawling hands. So it's a dope figure nonetheless, and cool enough to get it at number 3. And coming in at number 2, we have Peter B. Parker from the Into the Spider-Verse movie, also another figure from that Stiltman Build-A-Figure line. Now, there's so many reasons why I have this at number 2. One, it's just a fun figure to pose around, and two, it has that articulated straw. No, I'm just kidding. It's a dope figure because one, it's also using the pinless joints at the elbows and the knees, and also that head sculpt looks like it was pulled straight from the movie. I have to give big props to Mayshelf, who sculpted that head sculpt, because it looks fantastic. It's a dope figure in my opinion, and a dope enough figure to get it at the number 2 spot for Spider-Man figures of 2021. And coming in at number 1, this really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone if you've seen my previous video of the unboxing of this figure, is the Spider-Man Miles Morales from the Armadillo Wave. Now this is based on the PS4 game and is from Hasbro's GAMERVERSE. Now the reason why this is at number 1 is so many reasons. One, it's got the pinless technology. So if you look at the elbows, it's using pinless joints, and it's using pinless joints on the knees as well. Also, it's a good Spider-Man buck. This is reminiscent to Pizza Spider-Man in my opinion, just with more intricate details. And also, oh yeah, it comes with wall crawling hands, as well as abundant amount of accessories and an additional head sculpt. Oh yeah, and also the Build-A-Figure piece. This figure is awesome, and I remember when I reviewed that figure that night, I took a bunch of ACBA shots and a couple toy photography shots. It's such a dope figure to pose around, and a really well-made figure, and one of the best figures of 2021 in my opinion, and the best Spider-Man figure of 2021. So there you have my list, YouTubers, of my favorite Spider-Man figures of 2021. Of course, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Spider-Man 2099 is missing from this list just because I didn't pick up that figure, but I want to hear your personal favorite Spider-Man figures from Hasbro this year, so sound off in the comments below. And like always, if you like what you see, hit that like button, and if you haven't already yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.